It would be here just a few short years ago, in 2003, Jack and Meg White would take the stands at Charles Smith Center, here in George Washington University. They took the stands, the crowd screamed, they dominated the stage, here in DC. Their start in history would be a rather small one. In 1997, they first formed, and it would be almost 4 years later, in 2001, that the White Stripes published their first hit album, White Blood Cells. In 2003, they released their biggest hit ever in the form of Seven Nation Army. And from there, it only went better and better. They toured all across the world, from Eastern Europe to Asia to even South America. It was like they couldn't stop getting bigger and better. Sadly, however, the band would hit tragedy. In 2007, they would enter a hiatus, and in 2011, the band would officially disbanded. And that's not to mention the 2000 divorce between Jack and Meg White, even before the band became big. However, through all of this, they are still remembered, and very much so well remembered. And remembered they were. Today, they are currently the stadium chant of European football across the entire European continent, where people rowdily chant Seven Nation Army, even if they don't know the name. This is so much so well remembered that corporate attempts to replace them or replicate their style are attempted very commonly, but most fail because they don't understand the style of the White Stripes, which is based on 3 simple pillars: color, simplicity, and absolute dedication to the number 3. The first pillar of the White Stripe success is color theory. Red, white, and black. 3 simple colors. And they were completely dedicated to these 3 simple colors. So much so, it's said that they even turned down a record deal because the yellow logo on the album that they wanted put on would have clashed with their branding. So they turned it down. It was a massive deal, let me tell you that. Now, the 3 simple colors, what do they mean? Red, valiant, honor, it's pride and it's victory. White, purity, innocence, simple enough. And black is devoid of both of those colors, and it's meant to be devoid of any metaphorical meaning. 3 colors, 3 simple ideas. If you look at all their videos, even all the way back in 2003, Seven Nation Army, you find these 3 colors: red, white, and black. You may find blue in his modern day, but in the height of White Stripes, there's only these 3 simple colors. Now then, I should maybe realign. That's the second pillar. The number 3. 3 instruments, 3 colors. The third band had a massive 3rd album. Pretty important to them. So, what exactly do I mean by that? Well, it's said that while being an upholsterer, Jack White made a realization that he only needed 3 tacks in order to hold down the paper. He needed 3 forms to designate time: past, the present, and future. There's the Holy Trinity. And in his band, he reflects this with the 3 instruments: vocals, guitar, and Meg on the drums. The number 3, one of their biggest dedications. His symbol is 3. Even his name, Jack White, would later become 3 quid. A simple dedication. And the 3rd pillar is that this dedication leads to is in simplicity. With only 3 instruments, with only 3 colors, they have to become masters of whatever they do. Modern day musicians use far less constricting ideas, such as multi-track recording, or even full-piece bands to increase their ability, or even digital recording. But the White Stripes use none of that, nor did they ever. In fact, so much so that it was only in 2014 that Jack White would record his first digital album. So, what do I mean by this? Well, whenever you have a simplistic recording style, you don't have anything to support you, so you need to hit it on the mark whenever you do it. It means that whatever you do, you have to do well, which means that this ultimately creates the 3 pillars of their style. Color, 3, simplicity. This created a very memorable and unique experience for all of their fans that today just can't be replicated because people try and take shortcuts, or they just try and start at the top with massive, overcomplicated songs. Today, the White Stripes are remembered as perhaps one of the greatest bands of the 2000s. They're sung in stadiums, they're played in trailers, they're everywhere. Even to this day, today, Jack White, almost a decade after being dismissed in 2018, played here at the Anthem Theater. And yet, a decade after their dissolution, almost a decade after their start, with 4 years of being on a hiatus, of divorces and all of this nonsense, and none of the advantages of today, they're still remembered. That is the White Stripes. Simplicity made fun.